This is Kat,
And this is Saskia,
and this is Note to Self.
your weekly dose of everything that's just simply too long to text. Episode 25!
Is it 25?
Yeah! 6 months. We're halfway through a season officially.
How long is a season?
50 episodes.
Oh,
I know.
Happy halfway.
Happy halfway. Isn't it kind of crazy?
Should we go out and celebrate?
Like now?
Well, no.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.
We're doing on the road podcast. We just take our mics with us.
It would just be full of New York, like honking and screaming and trash being thrown at us.
We'll probably see a rat and then scream. Oh, could be Oscar though.
Could be Oscar.
Nice
Oscar's
little throwback.
celebrating.
That's kind of. That's really beautiful.
I didn't know that podcasts had seasons, so the more you know.
Yeah, each season, different vibe.
Vibe.
Well, I don't think the vibe changes, but a lot of podcasts I see, like, they do, like, different, like, cover shoots, obviously, for each season.
Oh, you just want an excuse to get
we're going to do.
For those who are just listening, Saskia's smile just went from ear to ear. Like,
I was like, an excuse to do another photo shoot?
Say less.
Truly, we can work with Lily to conceptualize it. You know, the Ride podcast with, you know, the great TV show that we are obsessed with, Overcompensating.
Oh, yes.
So him and the girl who plays his sister, they have a podcast together.
They are amazing.
So funny.
Yeah.
I love his story too. He, you know, everyone he cast in that are all people, like actors and comedians that he had worked with. Like some are, I mean, obviously some we recognize, but a lot of them were unknown. This was like their first big thing. And he knew them from his like comedy circuit days.
That's amazing. Good
Isn't
for him.
it?
I like that.
Me fucking too. Like we have so many of the same actors doing the same thing all the time. Let's bring in new talent who, like, especially as someone, you know, you've come up in that world, you do working with people that you love. And that's what he said. He's like, I want to work with my friends
And give people a leg up. Shit.
Totally. I mean, like there was actors in there, like you said, who like I said, are very recognizable, but he mixed it, you know, and I think that that's really beautiful. But they have a podcast and every season, obviously, I mean, all of them do like new covers, but theirs are always related to like a pop culture reference. So they did the one, you know, the image, I think the really famous, I hate that it's Kanye, but do you remember that? I think was it Kanye? It was the music video where he's on the motorcycle and you had a spoof image of it was like Seth Rogen's face.
And James Franco.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What was that? The Kanye West music video?
So it was a parody of Kanye West's music clip. And
because was Kim Kardashian on the bike with him?
So Kanye's original music video had Kim Kardashian like sitting on the back of a motorcycle with him, and then Seth Rogen and James Franco did a parody of it, and then I had the screensaver of Seth Rogen's like close-up face of him just like pouting into the wind.
So funny. You had it forever.
Yes.
So then they spoofed that for one of their cover
That's
images.
so good.
I know. It's so funny. So it's always some like funny pop culture reference, which I love.
Well, I think that is motivation.
Maybe that would be your dream.
That
to
would be my
recreate
dream.
that.
Saskia would be like, no, it needs to be sexy. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I'd be like, excuse me, we can do a mix. Well, we can have a mix of both.
I'll just get one of those like bodysuits that has chest hair on it so I can be Seth Rogen.
You're just like, it's like me, like the side, you know, the pose.
Oh,
of the
yes.
20s, and you're like in the background.
I'm like, hi guys.
I'm just looking real cool over here.
That is a very, I like that approach.
It's fun.
Yeah.
I think it's fun to like have another like, you know, segue and way to kick off your season or whatever. But yeah, we have 6 more months to think about it. We're only
6 more
halfway.
months?
Yeah.
We've been doing this for 6 months?
Yeah.
Fuck, where's time going?
I know.
God.
I was thinking though, like obviously 6 months. I don't, you know, it's like obviously I like to have markers in life. I always like to look back and look forward, you know? It's just like,
I like that.
thank you. Yeah.
Did I tell you that?
No? Just steal my thing. Did I tell you that?
I think I might have told you
I think
that.
I really like it, but I think I probably gave you the idea. I don't know.
What if I just
Probably
gaslit
was-
you?
Yeah, you're like, dude, I definitely told you that.
No, this is not my doctor. I gaslight my doctor. We'll get into that.
We'll touch base on that soon, guys. So I was thinking about like what we've learned, and I think there was 2 things that came to mind. One is like more serious than the other was funny. The first was just like, just start. I think
start.
like if you ever have a creative idea, people have always said this to me, just start. And I think so often like my creative, at least in my side of things, where it was tied to getting a job given to me by someone else. Like in acting, like I never really created my own content or anything like that. I was always reliant on auditions. And I think it was just like, it felt so daunting to start something too. And I think everyone I've spoken to that are either in this space or, you know, are listening to the podcast are just like, it's so good you just started, because most people don't.
I mean, we did not need anything to be perfect. We just have to start.
Totally. And like you find it along the way. I think we're figuring it out. We're figuring out the voice. We're figuring out the tone. We're figuring out what we like, what we don't like. And it's still fun and interesting and we're enjoying it, you know?
Yeah, and it's good to trip and learn.
For sure. For sure.
Literally, we have tripped over the wires.
Multiple times. All the time. And then the second thing was how to use GarageBand. That was a big lesson.
Oh, fuck.
Dude, the first few times, so GarageBand is the tool that you use to like to record your sound on. And I swear to fucking God, I remember the first episode we ever did as like a practice. And we like were so pumped. We're like, we got our like mics, we had our stands. This is when we were like gonna sit on a couch to do it. And we had like the proper like mic stands, which we also couldn't fucking work out how to set up. And we go and I'm like, okay, easy. Plug in the mics. Like, I just thought it was just, I don't know. I was like, I've done auditions.
Plug and play.
Yeah, it'd be easy. Could not, for the life of us, figure out. I sat on YouTube for an hour, I remember.
I recall that.
I was about to have a meltdown.
Yep.
And that's when we were like, fuck it, let's just record it on our phone. And then we held the mics so we could practice. But they weren't plugged into anything. So my sister watched it to give us feedback. I was like, what the fuck, guys?
I think it's very sweet that we just continued on, you know, despite tech issues. Also, Saskia is a tech person. My tech, even if I'm doing everything as I should be, there is some kind of like, someone has a voodoo doll of me with tech in particular.
Kat is cursed.
Yep.
It's wild.
And I have been since what, like day dot.
It's so crazy. Like when we upload the videos for social, like she cannot work out how to do the cover image. Like,
and I follow all the steps, and Saskia's like, that's exactly how I do it. Why isn't it working?
it's so weird. Like Kat will like the cover image will be some weird like video of it. I'm like, why the fuck is the teaser got this like intro?
Yes,
it's
it's
just
like
like
this slow intro. I'm like, I don't understand.
it's so
I was like, it
fun.
shouldn't take me an hour.
I mean, once like I actually like the process of having to work something out on like the tech side, even though I think it's frustrating if I'm under pressure, right? Like so many times we had so many issues at the start with sound, just like figuring it out. Now it's like seamless. I get it. But I enjoyed like figuring it out and being like, oh, I now know how to use this tool.
It's
I
nice
like
to
that.
learn.
Yeah, I like being able to know how to edit things. Like I can do basic editing. I mean, shout out to our actual editor who does all of our editing for us. Love ya. And my sister who obviously, you know, gives us notes and helps produce.
When she's not in the ER getting
accidentally
magic mushrooms.
Sorry. It's okay. You're all right.
Everything's okay.
Made for a good podcast content.
You sick motherfucker. You're probably like, podcast.
Yeah, I'm like, this will be good. Yeah, I enjoy that type of stuff. But like, you know, it's each to their own. You're getting better. You've already gotten much better than you used to be.
Yes, baby steps.
Yeah.
Baby
always,
tech steps.
Always.
But happy 25.
Happy 25. And I think just before we like wrap up there, I had two more things I wanted to take away. Was like a personal takeaway that I had felt was like pushing through the fear. And I think there was so much fear, at least for me personally, the week before we went live. I actually hadn't touched on the fear prior to that. Oh my God. But I think it's because I was like, it's just like acting. Like, it's just the same. But it isn't. It's totally fucking different.
It's totally different.
But that didn't hit me until the week before.
I remember being like riddled with anxiety and you not feeling it. And I was like, what's going on here? And then it wasn't until the week before and Saskia was like, I am stressed out about this. I was like, thank God, bitch. I've been fucking like doing fucking gymnastics in my head.
You're like,
shit.
I've been feeling this for months.
Oh my God. I was like,
I just don't think I had gone there yet. Like I hadn't thought that it's different, you know? Like I was like, it's just like performing. It's the same thing. But it's totally different. It's much more vulnerable and like, you know, it's not like I'm reading someone else's lines, you know. That has nothing on me. you know?
Yes. This is all like we have to be accountable for everything we say.
And it's just also like, it's totally putting yourself out there. It's your project. It's your brand, you know, it's not your script that you're reading someone else's line. You know what I mean?
It's a very vulnerable thing. And I think it's so, and I remember you and I talking about this. Like, I think I was so nervous about it because I've made fun of other people for doing things in a similar fashion of like, because again, it's like, there's no barrier. It's not like, you know, the book I'm writing, there's a barrier to like, to me. Like this is, we are on camera, we are talking. So there are so many different elements around it. And I was like, oh, the reason I am like extra anxious about this is because I've done the same to people.
Totally. I mean, I get that. And I think it's so easy to fall into that trap. And I think so often the trap of being judgmental of what other people are doing is because you want to be doing it yourself, right?
Mm-hmm. And it's just easy to make fun.
It is. I think a lot of my like early 20s was spent doing that. And then when I started acting, I had to like pull back because I was like, oh, I can't do this if I'm not. Mm-hmm. If I'm, you know what I mean? But like now it's the same thing that's happened. It's like now you're doing it. You're like, what the fuck? I can't do that. You know, like it's like good on people for starting. I also think getting into your 30s, you give a lot less of a fuck.
Completely. And also it's like good for people, good for anyone who's like putting themselves out there. Like at least we're doing something.
Totally. And you're creating art, even if it's not like, it may not be on a mass scale yet, but hey, gotta stay positive. But like, I, you know, it's been beautiful hearing the people that listened to it, that are listening to it. Thank you guys who like have stuck with us that are not just our friends. And it's so cool to see that like people are vibing with it beyond our own friendship group. Vibe. We know you're here for the vibes. So thank you. We appreciate it so much. And I think the kind of last thing was like the hardest lessons, at least for me, have been like the process of letting go of like it not needing to be perfect, which I think is something that's fucked up a lot of my creativity in the past. It's like it has to be perfect. And then like just having patience. You know, like you enjoy the ride. I'm constantly someone that's like, what's next? What's next? Which is incredible. And like, it's like something that I think is really valuable, but I want to learn to like sit in the moment too and appreciate it whilst also going, what's next?
Yes.
Because it's a balance, right?
Finding that balance.
Because what's next helps you keep growing, but then also being like, what's next, but I'm still enjoying right now.
Completely. Yeah. I think it's also different like having a mic and camera in front of you too. Because you're like performing, but you're trying to be authentic, but you're trying to be in the moment, but you're trying to figure out like, what are we going to do to grow this while still being like in the moment and present?
Totally. I mean, there's like, it's like the multiple sides of doing something like this, which I think has been really interesting because it is when you're owning like the process from start to finish, like you're not just doing this that you see here. It's all the background work and conceptualizing like, you know, how we can like what we can do for marketing or like what we can do to attract different audiences. How do we want to pitch it? Like there's so many other elements. I mean, I love all that stuff because it reminds me so much of what I do in my day job, which I realized I was like, oh, I actually do like elements of marketing. I just like it when I can do it for myself more.
Yeah, I mean, fair.
Don't we all?
Yeah, fair. Yeah. Fair enough.
Do it for your own project always. But yeah, I just thought what a beautiful little segue into episode 25.
25. I like this. Fairy claps.
Yay. 25 hours of note to self.
Damn.
Nearly.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's more
That's
like 250 with all the back and forth and planning.
Oh, right. Yeah. Outside the recorded times. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Well, that's great. I think that we should find some time to celebrate.
Agreed. Yes, I would love that. Little din to celebrate. I actually found a new restaurant that I really love that I'd love to take you to.
Why did that sound like you were just asking me out on a date?
Huh? Was I?
Yeah, that sounded very robotic. Like, do
you want to go out on a dinner date?
Have you only if you buy my friend's book and read it?
I haven't bought it yet. I'm going to. I'll do it after this. I'll do it, I promise. I'm going to order it. No, but I do have a cute restaurant we can go to, so I'll book us in.
Good.
Had a really fun time at this new restaurant.
Are you fucking with me?
No, I'm not.
Okay,
actually.
I don't know whether you're fucking with me anymore.
I was doing my fucking with me face.
You were doing.
I was.
Saskia has this like I'm fucking with you face, and now because I'm a gullible little fuck, and now I'm like, hang on a second, because she has this specific facial.
I also have done like in the last 4 episodes, 2 of them I did major pranks on you. I'm like, really fun.
God, for whomst.
By the way, and me.
If someone has been consistent with these episodes, the rock is still in Saskia's doorway, and I will not be explaining. You will have to go back and listen.
The rock that was a joke has actually stayed in the doorway where it was meant to go.
It's actually quite practical when you think about it.
It's just really heavy. And I just haven't moved it outside. I cleaned it. It's in here now.
I don't know why you cleaned the rock. That's crazy.
Because it would be weird if I was like, this was delivered and it's covered in dirt.
It's weird that you picked a rock up from your backyard, cleaned it in what I would hope it was
my bathtub.
Okay, good.
Where else would I?
If it was your kitchen sink, that would be
no.
You gave your rock a bath.
Yeah, exactly. You're meant to give your crystals baths.
Okay, so anyway,
there are actually rocks as well.
Yep.
And you're meant to put them and when it's a full moon, you put them outside in the moon to charge. But sometimes I forget to bring them inside.
Can I be charged? Just put me outside.
Put you outside. Does it work on
you?
Yeah,
please. I would love that.
There's lots of crystal care practice that I'm happy to share if we wanted to do a crystal dedicated podcast.
I think I would just turn into a werewolf.
Wait.
Full moon.
And the crystals? If we put you outside.
I'll take care of the crystals. I'll guard and protect them.
How did we get here?
I don't know.
What?
Anyway, so I have a story. Well, actually, I want to ask you a question. So I was getting Botox last week under my armpits because I'm a sweat monster.
Cute.
Love. Slightly painful because I was about to get my period. And I don't enjoy having 10 to 15 needles under each armpit with no numbing.
That honestly sounds terrible.
Yeah, it was not. It's very sensitive.
Why don't you numb?
Because it's very messy. I've numbed before. So I have now gotten Botox under my armpits 4 times, maybe.
Does it work?
It does. So the last time I got it was for my friend's wedding in Australia that we went to because I was going to be wearing, a light yellow satin dress in the middle of summer. And it works very, very well for, 3 to 4 months. Takes 2 weeks for it to really kick into gear and charge up.
Do you just not sweat at all?
Not really.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, very, very slightly. And I don't know if it redistributes elsewhere. I don't know. I don't want to go into whatever that looks like. But I can wear gray. I also get very bad eczema and psoriasis, near under my armpit. So it helps alleviate that.
Oh, right.
So,
yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Aesthetically, I can wear gray. And then from a medical standpoint, it's better for my skin.
I can't wear gray. I just sweat in it immediately.
Oh, the Botox.
But I think I hadn't thought about where it goes until you just said
I don't
it.
want to think about it.
I've thought about that and now I feel weird.
Yeah. I don't.
Where does it go?
I don't want to think about it.
Great.
I just think maybe
Moving on.
Try not to think about the redistribution.
So Botox. And to distract myself from not yelping like a chihuahua in there, I used to get so many crushes on healthcare providers. Crushes?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I wanted to make sure I heard the right word.
Yeah,
okay.
not crutches.
Yeah, I was like, what?
I hope not.
Yeah, I was like, why were you you're just putting all these healthcare providers in crutches?
Oh my God.
What are you doing?
I'm like, I'm so sick. I need a crutch.
So you have a lot of crushes on healthcare providers.
I've had a lot of crushes on healthcare professionals.
Weirdly, I know this because I feel like you're always talking about some hot, some healthcare person that you've seen.
Have you heard about the white coat syndrome?
I feel like I have, but remind me.
So it's essentially where people get more anxious when they're around doctors because of the atmosphere and the environment. So your heart rate might be higher or, things may be a little bit off.
Okay.
Blood pressure, etc. And it's called the white coat syndrome. My white coat syndrome is basically a white knight syndrome.
I was going to say, I was like, is it the opposite?
It is the opposite. I'm like, I see what you do.
You're like, I'm here for it. It's like a man in uniform.
Yeah, I like the way you take my vitals.
Is it are they objectively cute?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah. Interesting.
I did have a crush on one doctor who was just a slob, very smart, but he always had some kind of food stain on his white coat.
Oh no.
And I don't know why I had a very intense crush on this person.
No.
Yes.
Is he your doctor?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Stop.
Yes, it was.
My doctors are always like either like old men or like women in their 40s. And I don't think I've had crushes on any of
I'd
them.
probably have a crush on the women in their 40s because I'm like, yeah, you go.
Yeah, but there's none that have like not. My gynecologist is really lovely. Do love her. She's gorgeous. Don't know if I have a crush on her though.
It's quite an intimate setting too. So.
Yeah, right. I feel like she's just my friend.
I feel like there's a lot of aftercare that goes on.
Yeah, true. I remember in Sydney there was this one doctor who worked at the Bondi like clinic or Bondi. It's like whatever one of like the doctor's offices were down there, and he was like gorgeous. And I remember I would see him. Now I look back and I like don't think he's cute because I feel like I spoke to him once and was like, oh, this guy's a little not my type.
A little off.
Just like a little just like straighty 180. Mm-hmm. Anyways, he like they had all the photos of the doctors on the outside so you could always see them. And I saw him at like local parties in Bondi. But I remember always thinking he was really hot whenever I would go there. He wasn't the doctor.
Was at local parties?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know. He was young. He was probably like in his like early 30s maybe.
But
like,
he was just
late 30s maybe. I don't
What
know.
parties were you going? When
Just like house parties.
When
This
was
when I
this?
lived in Bondi. Like a few years ago.
And what kind of doctor was he?
A GP.
Damn.
General practitioner, I guess. Is that what do they call them here?
Primary care.
Primary care doctor.
Physician.
Yeah.
PCP. I don't know how I would feel if my
He wasn't my doctor.
Oh, he was just there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
I would just like look. I debated booking into him one time. I was like, I don't know. He's too good
No,
looking.
because
It would
then
be
if-
distracting.
And then if you did want to pursue something, then he legally cannot.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Good to know.
Yeah, so
To
good.
switch practitioners then.
Yeah.
Practitioners, is that? No.
Whatever
they are.
The
Yeah.
hot
So
dogs.
yours is like, so the white coat syndrome.
But reversed.
But
It's like,
you're
it's
like,
the
I
only
like
time it's
to
like
be
a white
here.
night.
Yeah. You're like, I'll be here longer.
Yes.
I think I might get a bit of the white coat syndrome. I get a little nervous sometimes if I think about what I'm going to get like done. Does that make sense?
For sure. And it's like if you're in the waiting room for too long, then you have no other choice but to just spiral.
Totally. If I have to get a blood test, I'm not okay. I've gotten a little better, but there was a stage where I was really, really nervous.
I don't do well with blood tests.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't look
like
at
it.
it. Can't think about it. As soon as I think about the blood coming out of me, I freak out.
When I hear the little suction.
No. And when I've had to get a mammogram, that also stresses me out.
That's right,
They
you
push your
did.
boob down really hard. And like that also is just like, you wouldn't think that it's terrible, but it's fucking terrible.
How painful was that? I'm sorry.
It's not like it's just uncomfortable and I'm thinking about
Yeah.
it. And that is what's making me feel more nervous.
Yeah.
Like I said, when I think about my shins too much.
I don't want to think about that. I don't want to stop. Enough. Stop it.
Shins are a weird thing. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say.
I don't want to think about Saskia's sweaty shins.
They're not sweaty. Shins?
Yeah.
Shins don't really get sweaty.
I mean, some people's
Unless
do.
when I'm working out, they do. I get real sweaty when I work out.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had to encourage you to change clothes immediately.
I should be doing that, which I do. Ew, why are we talking about my workout?
So you have never really had a crush on a doctor except for a doctor in Bondi who was not actually a doctor.
Yeah, I think so. I think that was the only one. I've had crushes on like, I feel like other professions of people who've like helped you with things. Like I feel like it was like I don't think it was a financial advisor, but like something
that's
like
kinda
that.
hot, though.
Yeah, it was something like that. And I remember thinking that they were really hot. Maybe a lawyer? I don't fucking know.
God.
I don't know.
I don't
like
think
nothing that was like big enough.
I could have never dated a lawyer.
I've never really thought about it.
I think I dated one briefly. I did, but he wasn't practicing, and I was like, this is incredibly challenging to debate with.
I was going to say, if
incredibly
anything,
challenging.
that would be difficult. And I think that would drive me fucking mental.
Yeah. Because they're like 10 steps ahead always.
I couldn't handle it.
No.
So it's impressive. I mean, I guess that's like a courtroom lawyer as well.
They had to be
specifically.
so quick and just concise and just...
I mean, it's like interesting watching more and more like different law related things. It's like when they're in court, it's acting. It's a performance. It so makes sense to me how like a lot of lawyers when they were younger were actually like looking at potentially doing acting as well. Like
Did not know that.
Matthew McConaughey was debating going to law school because he was so good at debating. And
yes,
it is like
daddy.
a performance element, you know?
Are they? Yeah, I mean, and there is an audience. There's a lot of beta blockers in that room, I bet.
Oh yeah, that's for fucking sure.
What a Pez dispenser of beta blockers.
How often can you take them and how many times a day?
I actually sometimes take them for migraine prevention, and they're very good for migraine preventions.
Oh, interesting.
But right now I only take them as needed.
Okay.
So if I'm, going to be doing a presentation or performing something, I will take it. If I am getting migraines consistently for a while, then I'll take it twice a day.
Do you have to take it for this?
No.
That's look at you. I feel like the first one you did.
I did.
You? Yeah. Progress.
It's also so obvious when I've taken a beta blocker because I'm very like Android-y.
Oh, really?
I'm going to take one day for
see if I notice.
And see if you notice.
I think you should.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I'm going to be like looking out for it now, but I'm now intrigued if I'll notice.
But I'm not an overly like emotive facial person anyway. But I think you'll see a difference.
You'll see like.
Sometimes when I take them, Joe's like, you took a beta blocker.
You're like, no, I didn't.
I'm like, pass.
For those just listening, Kat was just moving her mouth up and down like she was a puppet. You're so crazy. Wait, tying back to Matthew McConaughey, I did have some things to discuss about him because he was recently on Diary of a CEO. I don't know if you listened to that podcast. It's so good. So I'm like 3/4 of the way through the episode. I've always wanted to read his book, Green Lights. Have you read it?
I have not read it.
It's been on like the top of my list for years and I have not read it. And I think I need to read it because I've always loved him. I think he has such interesting things to say. I love when he talks about his childhood. I just feel like he's very grounded, you know? But it's so fascinating because he goes into his like whole, childhood. He lived in Australia. He did a study abroad in Australia, which I thought was fascinating. Lived in the tiniest town outside Sydney. He thought he was going to be in Sydney. He was like 2 hours outside on the Central Coast.
Oh, fuck.
I know. And this was in like the 70s, I think, maybe 80s. So like totally different. But he was talking about obviously like his kind of claim to fame, but just always tying back to these principles that he felt were kind of drilled into him. And also like the principles he taught himself. He's so fascinating. Like the fact that
he's very interesting.
So interesting. But one of the things he kind of went into was he was talking about, and I feel like it's bringing back to relationships. It's just, I always love to talk about this stuff, was treating our relationships as if they're final. Like you're in it for the long haul. This is the person you'll marry. And he said something, it's called like the long haul mindset. And I feel like you are really good at that. I feel like every relationship I've seen you in, you like do approach it as like, this is my partner. Like, you want to build a life. Like you don't think, I guess we all question things. Like all my friends who are even married have said that you never know, right? Like
completely.
I think that's part of it and just like allowing yourself to feel that. But I think so often I'm like spending so much time in the questioning that it's hard to feel like safe to continue building. Do you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. Okay. Yeah.
So I just was like, how do you do it?
I mean, when I finally commit to something, I commit.
That's true. And you're kind of like, I'll figure it out. I mean, to be fair, it probably like you were engaged and ended your engagement. Like it can't go, but no. When you start there, like it can't get worse than that.
But I had left that relationship. And, I say this, like, I like to live life minimizing what ifs. I left that relationship doing everything that I could have possibly thought of so that I didn't walk away from it being like, ooh, but what if I did this? What if I had like approached it like that? So I go into, and, if I do commit to something like a relationship, which is rare. Situationship though, I love them.
Yeah, I was like,
used to love them.
Situationships you committed a lot to.
I loved them. I was like, it's got to expire in 3 months.
But that's like, I mean, you've had how many big relationships in your life? Three or just two?
I think two or three big ones.
Yeah.
Like, really substantial. Probably two. This is my third now. And it's like, yeah, I will, when I'm locked in, and you will get every bit of loyalty from me. But if you fuck it up, you're fucking over, bitch.
But I think you're good at just like being like, let's build a house, like let's build a life together. We'll move in together. Like you're good at just not jumping in, but you're good at just doing that. I think I have personally just spent so much time. And I think even like Jeffrey and I live together in this apartment, but us trying to find a new place, like to be fair, the market's been really shit.
Yeah,
but also Yes, and we don't have like an end date on this apartment either, so that it's not like
That
we have
makes
a
it
pressure.
harder in a way.
It does. Like, I think it would be better if we were like, we actually have to find something. But in the same vein, it's also like, well, should we move or shouldn't we move? Do we want? It's like I feel like we're always just in limbo.
This is waffling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people can do that. And I just really liked the advice of like the long haul mindset, where it's like, and he was saying, he's like, plenty of the relationships you're in may not be the long haul. Like, you don't know. I mean, my therapist says this to me all the time. She's like, you do not know. Like, the person you're with now could be someone you're with for 50 years. They could be someone you're with for 10 years. They could for a few years. You just don't know. And instead of thinking that, just that's, I think that, again, probably ties back to the podcast, is like being in the moment.
Yeah. It's just like, just do it, figure it out. And if it doesn't work, at least you've tried.
Totally. And you can always find a way out.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Don't I know it?
I know. I think
Don't I know it?
That's what hit me right here. Is I was like, you know, you figured even in a situation where you tried everything and you guys did work hard at that, it wasn't the right fit and you found a way out, you know, in a moment where I think a lot of people might have stayed.
Yes. Yes. It was beginning of COVID.
Girl, yeah. Kat called off her engagement at the beginning of COVID as well. On top of like the emotional, just like shit you were going through. You're like, fuck, now I need to find an apartment during a fucking global pandemic. Hey, you did it though. Full circle.
I will say that the rent was very cheap in New York during that time. So
what would you say are your biggest takeaways from that? From like actually doing it?
That the other person will survive.
Shit. That just gave me goosebumps, girl. That's so fucking true. Oh my God, I don't know why I have like full on goosebumps.
They will survive.
It's just really beautiful because I do think so often you are so scared to do anything because of hurting the other person.
Yes. And I mean, I delayed this for not delayed because I was trying everything. And then I was like, I am not responsible for managing other people's emotions. I'm responsible for treating people with respect and being equitable. But they will survive.
It's so true. And they do.
They do. And thrive sometimes. I mean, not without me, obviously.
Never as good as with you. Duh. He definitely didn't buy the book.
Actually, he bought many copies.
Yeah, I was like, he probably bought a million knowing him.
Yeah.
Joe, you better have bought the book.
He's like, what's mine is yours now. We have a few.
But yeah, so the long haul mindset. And then I think it's like the other thing that Matthew brought up, going back to the podcast, was embracing the growth together. And I think this is something I've heard so often is like, you know, so many partnerships end because you're not growing together, right? Like one of you may have grown way more than the other one. And I think, you know, you see that and hear that so often, but he was emphasizing the importance of like patience and persistence and ensuring that during times when one partner is running, the other is walking, to ensure you're still on the same team. So even if it might be unequal, you're just supporting each other through that, because not everything's ever going to be 50-50.
That is so spot on. And I had said, you know, in my next relationship after my last, I was like, I want to be growing with someone, not apart.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to kind of get yourself like in this mental pretzel of like, I should be doing this, I should be doing that. I'm like, but yeah, I'd love you know, if someone's running and someone's walking, making sure that you're still on the same team.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's so true. Because it's not that I think growing together is a beautiful thing, but there inevitably will be moments where you might be growing faster in one area and then they're just not there, or you're going faster in your career. Something like, there's things that are happening, and it is just like having that time to make sure we're in this together, we're supporting each other. If you're running right now, I may just need to give you a little more or something. Like, you know, it's
Give
like
a little slack.
Yeah.
You know,
I think there was this podcast I listened to, or these two relationship coaches I listened to ages ago, who said at the end of every day, they check in and it's like, how much like can you give right now? Like I'm at 50%.
Amazing.
And I'm like, wow, that's so good. Like I'm at 60%. Like I have a lot more I can give her. I'm at 10%. Like I'm out. And it's kind of basing your agreements on where the other person is at.
Yeah. I think that's amazing because you have to say it out loud.
Yeah.
Because so many times we just assume that our partner knows what we need. And then I assume that personally, and then I get resentful. But then I don't want to feel like I'm nagging.
Totally. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
And it is like, I do get that feeling of like, why, you should just know. But like, that's
a lot of the times people should
But the nuances of, I guess generally, but there are nuances of things that you just may not know. And I think that has been definitely, it's hard to ask for help sometimes, you know? And it's also in the same vein, I'm trying to get better at being like, do you have space for this?
Yes.
Because I'll get annoyed if I start talking about something and then I can see Jeffrey might not be listening. And I'm like, dude. And it's like, we both have boyfriends who have ADHD, so they are hard to track down. Yeah, rein it in at times. They're little peanut brains going, no, they have big brains.
They have big, beautiful, sharp brains.
What is it when like, they're just like ping pong?
Ping pong.
That's right. Yeah, they're just ping ponging around, you know? But it is like trying to get better at like asking, if you have space to hold this.
I did that, you know, I was getting just like a second opinion about, you know, my parents' medical issues a few years ago. And I was speaking to one of the doctors at work, and I was like, do you have the capacity for me to talk at you about this? Because it's not going to be with you. I'm going to be talking at you for a bit. And he was like, the fact that you even just asked that. And I was like, I need to like to your point, I need to like re-implement that. But sometimes it's like, we just launch, like we start, it's like storytelling. Sometimes I start in the middle of a story and it's about peeling back and being like, yeah, do you have the capacity? Like what else is going on? You know, so that we can both focus and listen and be heard.
Totally. And again, these are all, it's like all, I think the thing is like not to be so hard on yourself because you're not going to be able to incorporate these all the time, right?
Yes.
You're just not, we're human. But like the fact we're talking about it, that already says that you're going to try, right? And so much of this is what he's saying is just, the other thing was commitment, not perfection. So it's just committing. I know. Look at Matthew, just really tying us here.
God, I knew I loved him.
Matthew, do you want to come on Note to Self with the girlies?
Do you want to come
dream guest.
on? I was about to take that way too far.
Oh my God. Also, we're here for that too.
Matthew McConaughey, do you want to come on me?
Oh my God, he's so fucking stunning. Beautiful. His voice is butter. It's his voice that I think really sends the whole thing. And he just clearly is such a committed, wonderful person to his partner. I'm like, I love you, everything about you.
I really hope it's true. It's not just for show.
I think it is. Everything I hear about him seems very, very genuine. And even the way he speaks is like, it was something interesting. He said that in his early career, when he started to blow up and became like quote unquote celebrity, for a year, he went to checked into Chateau Marmont and said, here's $150,000, opened a tab and just said, let me know when it's run out. And he lived there for a year, which I'm also like, I feel like it would be more than that to live there for a year. But maybe I think this was maybe in like the 90s. I might have misunderstood it, but I know it was something like setting up a tab and he just lived there with his dog. Cause he was like, I wanted to like feel like he always takes things to kind of like almost not the extreme, but it's like, how far can I take it? And he experienced that. But then he said once every day is like a party and every day you're drinking champagne and having caviar. It's like, it loses it. And you start to lose who you are. And he's like, I think when he lost his dad, it really brought him back to reality. And he said like the things that he was looking his nose down on came up and the things that he thought were so amazing came down. And this is why he left Hollywood years ago is he doesn't like Hollywood. He lives in Texas, you know?
I like him. I love him.
Me too. He's so authentic. And I feel, and the last thing he said about relationships was the benefit of resistance. So he said he applied his larger life philosophy of needing some resistance to have some form. And I think that that's really interesting because it applies to work. So he applied it to relationships. So having resistance, like things in relationships and challenges that you work through together, but also you need resistance in what you're pursuing. Because if it's just an easy path, you're not going to keep doing it.
That is, I think that's so, God, I fucking like so eloquent.
So eloquent. And I think he like tied into like the resistance on the work side about being less impressed and more involved. And I thought that was really fucking fascinating because he gave an example of when he met the Coen brothers, obviously very famous directors. And he met with them and he was just so starstruck. He kind of fucked the meeting. This was early in his career. He's like, they've never worked with me. And he's like, I truly believe that's why. And I was like, and because he's like, I was more impressed than I was involved in the conversation.
That is so fascinating.
Right? Shit. I know. That really hit me. And it made me think of these people who were interviewing. And I think the ones that are very successful, like The Diary of a CEO, he's not impressed. He's involved. He does so much prep, obviously. I mean, he's like a journalist.
I love this.
You can feel his involvement in the conversation.
Oof, I love this.
Right?
Damn, I'm going to buy this book.
This was just, that was a
podcast.
advertising another podcast. But no, Diary of a CEO, it's huge, obviously. I'll send it to you. But then this made me again, I'm like, I need to read his book.
Yeah.
It's so good. He's just like, words of wisdom, like those little, he clearly is a writer. I mean, he just released a book of poetry.
Oh,
and I know.
Fuck.
You can see why, because he just has these little bits of knowledge that just, there's that one sentence where you're like, ooh, that like really hits.
Should we go to the bookstore together? And that's going to be us celebrating our 25th
Yeah, like, Matthew, guide us to success, please. We will follow all your principles. But yeah, so good old Matthew.
Beautiful.
I know you probably have some topics and I've spoken a lot.
No.
I do have something else for you.
Go, please. Oh, God.
Because it is our 6 months. I thought I had to do this. It would be silly not to. Another lover love.
How do you keep stashing them? You're like a ferret.
I stashed them before you get here.
Okay. Now I know your stashing corner. Your stashing
I know,
nook.
you know my stashing corner. Okay, close your eyes.
Fuck. I don't like how this sounds.
So, I got these.
Oh my God.
Do you want
Are they Puma?
Do you want to explain them? Yeah.
They look like space boots. They are silver ballet flats, but also look like runners that have a white. They look like soccer shoes.
They're Puma Speed Cat ballet flats.
Why did you get these?
Because they're cute.
Why did...
I did get them because I'm going to India on Friday, which I'm excited to tell the listeners about. I thought they'd be good walking shoes, but honestly, they're cute. These are like the new street style item. These are a vibe. Emerada wears them, and she's cool.
I don't enjoy these, Rosebud. They are like silver ballet flats that also look like soccer shoes because they have like the soccer like pattern on the sides of them.
Look,
and then they have elastic at the top. Oh my God.
I can't say
no.
I thought these would be shoes I like, but once I saw them on and the lady in the store, so I went to I had to track down these shoes because they wouldn't arrive in time. So I found a Foot Locker close by that had them in stock. So I went there and this lady was just randomly started talking to me. She's like, these look great on you. Since when do they make these? What are these? She was just gabbing away.
Was she working there?
No, she was just
okay,
there
that's
with her
amazing.
daughter. And then she was like, this one actually looks bigger. Is that the one that came off the floor? And I was like, yeah. She's like, you should see if they have another pair. And they didn't. So they're like, she's like, make sure they give you a discount. And then they gave me a discount. I was like, this lady's just helping me out.
I love this.
It was so funny. And the guy was kind of thought that I wanted her to leave me alone. I was like, no, this is my friend.
Well,
and then I was telling her about India. She's like, where are you going? I was like, I'm going to India. I'm going on my mom's yoga retreat. I leave on Friday to our listeners. So the next time we are back, I will tell you all about India. But yeah, these are my India shoes. So, are we thinking you love or you loathe?
I think it's very obvious that I loathe.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yep, I think, yep.
Didn't actually think you would love these at all.
No.
I knew you would loathe
Watch
them.
when you come back from India and I'm wearing a pair.
You're like, so I found these really cool flats.
And I got a discount because I got them off the floor.
I am really excited for India though. It started to hit me now.
I'm excited for you.
It's going to be really beautiful. My sister's going, my aunt, my cousin, and then 6 of my mom's yoga students.
Oh God, I could not go on a trip like that with family. Fuck.
Yeah, but you would come if it was Meredith.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're
I thought
my
about
family.
It.
Yeah. Oh, you did.
When yeah.
Well, my mom does it every 2 years. So if you ever want to go again, I just think it was one of these. I had this moment this week where I was like, you don't often get to have time like that with your family.
No.
Anymore. And I'm just really excited.
I'm excited for you.
Excited to do a deep dive on India.
Oh God, we have the BM deep dive, and then we're gonna have the yoga retreat deep dive.
There's lots to talk about. Hey, you've got some deep dives coming up.
I got some. Yeah. Do I?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, I do.
Shit that you're doing
I have
here.
a fertility update.
Yes.
Yes.
Very excited to hear about it.
But I want to hear about India first.
Yeah.
Well,
duh.
Let's celebrate our 25 before you go.
25 with green lights, and just thanking everyone for being here.
Fuck yeah.
Keep listening. We love you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.